Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's She Speak Light. In this video, I'm gonna talk about my life update and what I have learned in my mid-20s. First of all, I am now 24 and I'm gonna be 25 in this July. If you are around my age or in your mid-20s, you can comment down below to let me know. A few months ago, there were so many things that happened to my life. I actually called it life-changing moments. Yeah. First of all, I got out of some relationship and I got no surgery. So it took like a month to get recovered. That's why I don't film that much. And I moved to a new place, and also something new happened in my work. So I have to adjust and adapt myself a lot during that time. I no wonder why I feel tired and exhausted. First of all, let's start with leaving some relationship. So this is the real life changing point. So I was in a relationship that doesn't really have status, like officially status. We just like it's like secretly relationship. But yeah, it was great. Well, the reason I leave the relationship because I feel like this is not what I want. This is not the relationship I want, and I don't deserve that, and I cannot stand that anymore. So I decided to leave the relationship. So during the time I was in the relationship, I felt like I was blind because, sorry for the train, guys. Because at that time, I abandoned myself. I abandoned what I want. I abandoned the kind of love I want. And during that time, I tried to get to know myself, get to know my belief, and I even tried to change my belief to fit in the relationship. So I was kind of lose myself a little bit. But it took so long time for me to realize, like, even like a few months of the breakup or the separation, I realized it. What I actually realized is what you're not changing, you're choosing. And this is the famous quote you probably hear. So, and it is true. So in the relationship, I still got some benefit from the relationship, but I didn't got it all. There was something else that I need and I value. But for me, just I don't want to change. One thing is that I got comfort. So it's normal for human to, refuse to change because you already got comfort, even some little comforts. So it's difficult for you to step out of that. Yeah, after a few months of living, I eventually realized that it was no one's fault because before that I could blame to another person that why he don't listen to me, why he do this, why he do that, and then eventually I realized that it was me choosing to stay. It was me, accept that. It was me to choose to be with that. What I'm trying to say is that you are the only person who can take responsibility for your life, for what you choose. You only have power over that. So if you don't like something and if something that is not aligned with you, you are the person who can choose to be with. You are the person who can change. So, yeah, I realize what I really want. I realize that for all of the time, I abandon what I need, and I even didn't accept myself for who I am. I think it's because I also didn't know myself much. But after this separation, I have done a lot of self discovery. I have done a lot of inner work. I have done a lot of journal. And yeah, I actually get to know what I want and know who I am. And finally, I get to accept who I am. And I think the main problem for me all of my life, 20 years, well, it's because I just don't accept myself for who I am. And I always try to be someone who, have a great life, have happy life in every life aspect. But you know what? I am me. This is me. It's not wrong. It's not bad to accept who you are. Like, I accept that I'm sensitive. I accept that I have strong emotional need. I accept who I truly am, and I don't try to, avoid her or change her anymore. And I'm very proud of myself that I can realize that not too late. And yeah, after leaving something that I don't need anymore, then I finally get back to myself more and what I need, what I really want, and I get to respect how I am more. So I get to move to a new place, and this is the first time I really choose what I want. So the most important thing I have learned in my mid 20s is about self acceptance, because like I said, all of the time I tried to be someone else, but I also thank myself for everything I have done in the past. I also thank myself to have some belief, you know, whether it's good or bad, but it won't make me me today. So I'm very grateful for myself in the past and everything that happened to my life, because I get to be me, myself today, because those kind of people, those kind of things, that kind of experience. And yeah, I finally accept myself for who I am. But it's not always like I'm gonna be someone who is, very well because I accept myself for everything. There are still some resistance that happen. There are still some moments that I don't accept myself this time. There are always some moments that, you feel like you don't like yourself or anything, but you are on the process. You are living. Life is not about perfect all the time and you can be happy all the time. It's never like that. Many things happen more than that. There is something happen to affect our belief, to affect our value, to, affect to yourself. But one thing you have to stand on is to accept it, accept how life is. And one thing never forget to do is to live life. I get to live my life more after I have done a lot of, self discovery. I get to be aware of everything that happened. I get to be aware of my emotion. I get to be, you know, just be aware. I still have some fear, of course, but it's less than before. The most important person in your life is yourself. Live the way you want to live for yourself. I'm the person who always want to develop myself. Always want to improve myself, like mentally, emotionally, physically. But if you are on your journey and you are also the one who want to improve yourself all the time, I want you to know that it's okay that one day you can lose, one day you can win. It's just life experience. Like whatever happened to your life, it just mean that you're living life, and this is how it's supposed to be. You cannot expect that it's gonna be perfect, it's gonna be like what you expect. But this is life. This is the end of this video, guys. If you like the video, you can comment down below and give it a thumbs up. And we'll see we'll see you guys next video. See you. Bye bye.